It also, I think, for a vision for Hutto, we need to have some type of shared input. And that's where I was talking about before about involving y'all in the decision-making process. That means committees, that means sharing all the information, being truthful about what's going on in the school district, talking about the things that we need to work on just as much as the things that we've been successful on. And then this is all about having a fun school environment. I think that's infectious when you have an environment where staff members are happy to be. I had a very smart superintendent once tell me that happy teachers make happy kids. So I want to make sure that we have happy staff members, happy teachers, so that we have happy kids. Because it's not just about the pressures of a test. It's about having a fun learning environment and getting caught up in their future and what they could do for the future in our state of Texas. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about why I dress like a nut sometimes and come to a business meeting outside of a suit. What I'm trying to do with all this Beach Boys stuff and all this wave stuff, I presented all this stuff to our staff members, and yeah, we made the surf board and all that, and we've got a big theme this year. And every Wednesday, some of you may already know this, but it's our Catch the Wave Day. And you get to wear a Hawaiian shirt and blue jeans, which the teachers and staff members wearing blue jeans during the school week happens to be one of the best things in the world for some reason. Well, one thing I love about the whole summer deal is that I love the beach. It means all these things to me when I go in, and when I go off for spring break and all that, and also for summer vacation. And it would make a great environment in the school district if summer fun, kids, laughter, smiles, exploration, and excitement were part of the actual regular school year environment. And so every Wednesday, we are reminding ourselves of that commitment to try to make a fun learning environment by putting this on. And you can't seem to not smile when you see a teacher that normally would not wear a Hawaiian shirt in a Hawaiian shirt. And it's about making that environment here a fun environment. And what I've told them is, together, we're going to make a big wave. We're going to make a huge splash in this district, in this town, and in this community. We are going to create a wave, just like a wave is created in the seafloor rises. We're going to do it, though, by rising to a new level of performance. We're going to make it to where everybody in this state turns around and looks at Hutto and says, what the heck is going on over there? They're having fun and they're improving everything in their school district. We're going to do it by being a mass of all people committed to the same thing, only about creating a huge environment where kids have fun and we're learning. And we're going to build a wave of successes. Now, I didn't bring the tropical storm in, but it was a good little segue into this whole deal. And you could have warned me, this is a good excuse to wear a Hawaiian shirt. It's a tropical storm. Well, that's what we're creating in Hutto. I've got so many good comments from staff members, and staff members that I've been told have never smiled in their career are smiling now because they're walking around thinking about this stuff and having fun. And I think what we're going to do is we're not just going to look at stuff that's just academics. Because a good citizen in this state is not just made with academic responsibilities. It's all about the social issues as well. You know that you can get the brightest kid in the world, but if they don't have that co-curricular or extracurricular experience, they don't know how to relate to other kids and then other people, and then they get out into the community and you think we've produced bad employees. We're not going to do that. We're going to make kids that relate well with others and have fun dealing and have interpersonal skills. We're going to create an environment where everybody turns and looks at this community and says, what is a hippo? I have had so much fun with the hippo thing. I want to tell you a story about my kids. They were crying when I told them that we were going to move to Hutto because they really enjoyed the community that we were in. But one of the things I was struck with, the first day of school, my kids got on that school bus and went to school. And they said they were never going to be a hippo. They were always going to be a falcon. The whole thing turned around by about midday for my oldest son, my 6th grader, and that was the hardest transition we had because he had some friends and he was worried about middle school. The community opened up to him because a couple kids just started talking to him, and it was at lunchtime. And then by the time he got home, he brought 3 boys home to the house, and he already had friends. The next day I was asking them, how's school going? And they were like, great, fantastic. Now I've got kids that are wearing hippo gear the first week of school, and they're just, it's infectious. The whole idea, I want the environment here to be infectious. I think that's the best way I can describe it. And I got an RN as a wife, so she knows how to treat that. But I think that we've got the talent in this community. I mean, you already saw all the good things that are going on. Can you imagine what would happen if everybody all has the same mission? So, really quickly, if you don't think hippos can surf, I think it's quite possible. There's nothing that's impossible in this community, in this school district. We are going to surf to new levels of success. And if you don't believe that, we're going to soar too. Hippos can fly. And to remind us of all that stuff, we're going to wear those Hawaiian shirts every week, and they're going to get tired of Beach Boys music and me saying I'm the big kahuna. If you didn't notice, I'm AK, the big kahuna. My wife says that's because I've gained 40 pounds since we got married. That's a dig. We're going to have one vision this year, we're going to have one mission, and we're going to have one team. And this year we're going to catch a wave and we're going to ride to recognition is what we're going to do. Recognize in everything. Recognize as a leader in academics, recognize as a leader in preparation for college, for certification, for academics, for extracurricular activities, everything. Nothing is off limits for our school district this year, and we're just going to rise to a new level. So I think that's about it. So I am ready to sit on the hot seat and answer questions about how we're going to do all this stuff. Or if you want to talk transportation, I can talk transportation too. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question, I guess. As a community partner, what would be the strategy or approach that you would have to strengthen the community partnerships with the Hutto EDC? I think that is an area that
needs to be strengthened. Well, first of all, it's my job to get out. In order for us to strengthen that partnership, I've got to take the first step, not just business coming in. I think in the education community, we always want to have folks come to us, but maybe the better strategy is for me to get out and be active in the community and then ask that of my administration and my staff members. I think that's how you really build a good, strong relationship with the community. That's why I was at the city council meeting last Thursday. It was just because I wanted to support them. Didn't have to say anything, but I was there to back them up. And I'm going to be out there I'm going to join the Chamber of Commerce. We're going to become a chamber member. I think we can become a chamber member. Yeah. If we're not, we're going to pay our fee this year. I'm a Rotarian. I'm a Lion. So I'm stretched a little too thin. I'm going to be real active in this higher education center coming to Hutto. I think that's really the secret. I don't think it's y'all coming to us. It's us coming to y'all. That's kind of backwards, isn't it? Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Or was that too political?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
We will have a meeting set up later when the meeting is over.
Really? No questions? Yes,
I
ma'am.
have a question. My name is Sally Classes. I do governmental affairs. Do you have a record or references to how you get state and federal grants for the school district in terms of matching funds?
Matching funds now? Do I have a record?
A record, or you plan to have that at any point?
It will apply, but part of the issue now with a lot of the grants is all based on economically disadvantaged numbers, free and reduced lunch counts. So if you don't hit a certain target, a lot of those grants aren't even available to you. So we're going to continue to try to work on our free and reduced numbers getting up so that our economically disadvantaged numbers hit a certain point to where we are eligible for some of those grants. But I don't know if you all heard, but the governor has already cut quite a few things. So there's not going to be a lot of grant opportunities. So I don't see that as a long-term answer for us. We've got to find another way of funding our schools. So, is that where you wanted me to go? I think, if you're going to do a grant, a lot of times the best way to get it done is to partner with outside groups who have a similar interest. And that's the way to actually end up getting a grant, especially for this community. else? Really? I talk too long. Sorry about that. Well, you know, you give a superintendent a form. You're going to get an hour.
I think I hear the bell.
Cool. Thanks, sir.